Ananta.
Yes.
A question for you. You talked about, towards the end of your process, and I asked this in the most respectful way. That is, would it surprise you if there was more to your process?
Yes.
That would come, that would be yet to come?
That would be really surprising, because there has to be someone to have a process. So there is no, if there were more to my process, then it wouldn't be what it is, you see. It couldn't be. So yes, it would surprise me. I'd be very surprised.
I think I understand. I'm not sure. I'm
Well,
not sure that I understand.
well, when there's a process, there's someone getting somewhere. Okay? When there's no one left, there's nowhere to go, there's no one to get there, there's no process. And the one who would have a process is diminished to the point where nobody would be involved with it, and no one would care. So it's all gone. It just is. It's faded into the background. All of that. No one is actively involved. You see, the process requires involvement, and that ceases. That actually just stops. There's no more of that. So it's complete, and I'm going to say it's sudden and complete. So once it's gone, and you can't get it back. It's not that you would want to, but it doesn't return. And if it tried to return, nobody would care enough for it to have any impact at all. You see, so all that whole idea of being a body mind, of that being who you are, gone. There's no more sense that that has anything to do with you. In fact, there's no more sense that anything has anything to do with you. It's not like all of a sudden you've switched identifications and now you're something bigger and better, because that would just be more, wouldn't it? That would just be more, just a better, improved version. No good. Now we have a very highly evolved spiritual ego. It's not like that. You see, it's much more, in some ways, subtle. It's like there's no more individual, no more sense of individual. It's not like the thoughts stop. Thoughts continue, feelings continue, but it's nothing to do with you. No one is identified with their thought, with their action, with their feeling, with their experience. Things just happen, but they're not nothing to do. Nothing has anything to do with you, including the enlightenment. It's not like all of a sudden there's no more identification whatsoever. So there's no process. There's no one to process anything. Everything just is. You know, these talks, the words just come out. They just come out. I don't think about them. Everything just happens like that in life. Everything just happens. Just like it does. Actually, it's happening right now in your life, but you think you're doing it. But it's just being done. I mean, there's a script, and you're reading it, but you think you are doing it. But no, it's not actually happening that way. That's all. So there's yeah, so I would be very surprised, and And, you know, if there were an ego, it would be very disappointed. Yeah, so life is not the same. So, you know, you go through life and everything is personal. Everything's about what you did, what you're doing, what you're feeling, what you're thinking, and you take your spiritual journey and it's where you're going and what you're doing and what you want and, you know, I'm going to get da-da-da, all of that. But when it's impersonal, when I'm going to say impersonal, but when it's not even impersonal, it's like beyond all of that, personal or impersonal, and everything just is. A whole different quality of being, you see? It's that same quality that you have in those moments where there's complete stillness, where there's just that sense of silence and just being. That is all there is, you see? That is all there is right now, but you are locked in your thoughts and feelings, and you've imagined that they're yours, and you've imagined that you are this character that you play. But if all that were gone, and this was just thoughts and feelings and actions and stuff, and all there is really is that stillness and silence, that is the primary, and the rest of it is whatever going on has nothing to do with you. Not that the stillness has anything to do with you. Nothing has anything to do with anything. Everything just is. And then there's just that sense of presence. That's all there is that sense of being, that newness that we talked about earlier. That's all there is, and that's all there is. And the rest of it doesn't amount to a hill of beans. It's not, you know, it's there. So the movie goes on in the theater, even if you're not involved with it, still goes on. The projector doesn't shut off until the end of the movie. And so it'll go on until the end of the movie. But you know, at the end of the movie, the body will die, but I will not. I could never die because I was never born. So this sense of stillness, of oneness, is all there's ever been. And the rest of it is just a temporary phenomenon. Okay, and so these words are coming to you because I was sitting in your chair for many, many, many years, and I had an interest in this stillness and oneness, and I wanted it because I thought I could find peace there. There is peace there, but I couldn't have it. But it could be all there is when the one who wanted it fell off, which happened eventually. So that's all. So it's a whole different way of, it's very simple though. Everyone's had the experience. Everyone has had the momentary experience of just being in that stillness, being in that oneness. Everyone's had it. The only difference is in this so-called enlightenment, that's all there is that stillness. You see? And when I was a seeker, there was the experience of that stillness. And then there was a me who tried to capture it. Said, that's it. I like this. This is what I want. How do I get it? How do I keep it? You see? And of course, then it became a temporary experience. But when the me was diminished enough that it could no longer activate through trying to obtain this thing, then this thing is all there was. And this stillness is all there ever be, and all there ever could be, and all there ever was. And so there's no process here. That answer it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely.